If you want more success using your ground blind this hunting season, this video, I'm going to go through the steps that I take when setting up my ground blind, things to look for, places to put it, how to brush it in, and even how to set it up. So I hope you stick around. If you already have your ground blind, that's great. Maybe you quite haven't utilized it the best that you can. And if you're still looking for a ground blind, some considerations to take when buying. We have different size blinds from TideWe. So to get started, I'd simply say if you're sitting over a field edge, a food plot, I really like this big size Viz Series ground blind. It's a 3 to 4 man person. It's 6 foot 6 inches high in the ceiling hub, so I can stand shoot with my bow, and it's just so much room in there. But being out on a field edge, I can really brush that ground blind in. There's usually like weeds or briar patches or something, and you can really tuck and hide that thing despite being it's so big. However, if you're planning on really just hunting the timber and you're set up over some trails, you might want to consider the smaller ground blind. It's the Viz Series, the 2-person ground blind, and it's a lot smaller. You would have to probably shoot sitting down, but it's a lot easier to hide in the timber when you really don't have a lot of grasses or weeds to really brush it in. So I feel like right now, I mean, we're in September, and as far as I'm concerned, it's hunting season. It hasn't officially started yet, but you know, preparing for it, trying to find a deer, trying to determine deer movement, it's starting now. So I encourage you to get your ground blinds out now if you have that luxury of doing so. By getting them out there now, they're going to get used to it. So where you put them isn't as important as getting them out now, because like I said, the deer are going to get used to it, as opposed to if you go and set it up and hunt it the same day. They could be a little weary of it at first, but that's why I feel brushing it in is important. Now I understand, I've seen all scenarios. I've seen where we set up our ground blind and a deer or turkey come right in 10 yards from it, not brushed in, and we just put it up. But I've also seen deer step out into the field and see it across the way and go back into the timber because they did not like what they've seen. So I feel to increase your chances, because you don't know how a deer is going to react to it, is to brush it in as best as you can. Again, especially if you're just setting it up and hunting it at the same time. But if you have the luxury of getting it out now, I encourage you to get out there, set it up, and the deer are going to get used to it. So right now I'm going to take this 3 to 4 person blind, and I'm going to set it up for real at my hunting spot, right over a food plot. It's a small little plot in the timber. So I'm going to kind of analyze where to put it, and I'm just going to bring you along with me, and I hope you stick around. So you're ready to set up your ground blind, and first and foremost, I think the first thing you want to look at is wind direction. So the time of year that you're hunting to the wind direction that you typically get. So if you're going to hunt early season, like so for me, I'm hunting over this small food plot and just try to get some does right off the bat. It's early October here in the Northeast. We typically have a southwest wind. So this food plot here runs north to south. Like it's longer north and south than it is east to west. So my mindset is, the deer come from this direction, I'm going to want to sit on this side. So typically it wouldn't be ideal for me to sit on it on a west wind. It's going to blow right across the food plot. As much as I do feel that these ground blinds do contain your scent a bit, at the end of the day, you want to be mindful of the wind direction. I mean, at some point you have to open the windows. I just think wherever you plan on your shot being, you don't want the wind blowing in that direction. So for me, I'm going to set this on the west side, just because from the east, the deer coming from that direction. So again, it wouldn't be ideal for me to sit on this on a west wind. However, on north wind, maybe later in October, it's just going to blow down alongside the food plot. Same with the south wind, it's just going to blow up alongside it. It's never going to be blowing across the food plot, and when it does, I just simply won't be sitting there. So now that I figured out which side I want to be on, I just got to figure out exactly where to put it. And I do have some options here. I got a lot of overgrown like vines and this really tall grass right here. So it's really easy for me to brush this in at this location because I can just stick grass all in the side and I can blend this thing in really good. But I just want to show you before I actually set it up in there, it gets pretty thick, how difficult it is to set up one of these big ground blinds. If you're on the fence about one of these large ground blinds from TideWe, I'm going to do this in real time just to show you how hard this is, and maybe this will help make your decision on buying a ground blind. But again, I just love these because I can stand up in it and shoot standing up. So when you open this, pull it out of the bag, you want to find the roof, and there's these little pull tabs on it. So these ground blinds are pretty big. So I'll just put my foot kind of on the side just to hold the side down, and then just come straight over top of the roof and just pull up on this tab right here. So now that the roof is popped out, all I do is lean it forward, and there's the same pull tabs on this side, and from here you just make your way around and pull all 4 tabs. So each side pops out. Now this is the back here where the door is, so you can see what that looks like. And this is the last panel. So that's it. I mean, it's literally set up and ready to hunt. Obviously, I want to brush it in. I have to position it. I'm going to stick it back in there. But just to show you how easy it is to set these up, despite being they're so big, for you guys maybe who, you know, are hiking back and you got to set up your ground blind at the same time and you feel like it's too hard to set up. These things, I don't see how you can get any easier than that. So now that I've shown you how to set it up, I'm actually going to stick it in here and place it for the rest of the season and brush it in. And I hope you'll stick around because I do have some tips to show you that maybe you haven't thought of that might increase your chances of success. So I decided to set this right next to this big clump of stuff growing right here. So I feel like by the time I'm done brushing this in, it's just going to look like an extension of that. So I think this will work out pretty good. If you're lucky enough to have grass that you can stuff in here, I also love to throw it on the roof and then put a big fallen down branch or something and lay on top of it just to kind of hold it there. But if you don't have that luxury, if you're just kind of in big timber, this is kind of a technique that waterfowl hunters use on their goose blinds. And if you feel that the sun is shining off the roof too much, especially, you know, when the woods opens up, the leaves fall off, the sun could blast off the roof, and you feel that it's shiny, just mud it in. Just take some mud and just smear it all over that top. If you have to bring in a bucket, mix some water, put some dirt into it, and just smear it in. Throw some leaves on top, and that should take care of that shine. And here's another quick tip that I've learned is very useful. If you're hunting over a food plot, a big open area, I find a lot of times it's hard to judge distance in an open area more so than in the timber. So I like to take a rock. I mean, there's a lot of rocks here, but I'll take like the bigger one or maybe even pile a couple on top of this one and set it at about 25 yards. So this way, if, you know, come the rut when, you know, bucks could literally just come chasing does through here, I know exactly where the 25-yard mark is. So anything before that rock, I know is my first pin. Anything after that rock may require a rangefinder. But in the heat of the moment, it just prevents from, you know, less movement. It saves you some time. You know exactly how far away that deer is if it's inside that rock. So just use some sort of marker. I do have a natural stump there. It's only 10 yards away, so that's not that hard to figure out. But, you know, to get in that 25 yards range in the wide open, I find it to be a little more difficult to field judge. So by placing a marker out there, it just gives you that confidence. You know what the range is. Ground blind placement isn't the end. In fact, preparation and once you're inside the ground blind is where it really begins. So there's a few more tips to help you be successful once you're inside the ground blind. And I would say the first thing being wear all black, especially on your hands and your face. Your hands are going to be the closest thing to the windows, whatever weapon you use. You have a shotgun, your hand is up under the stock like this. Obviously, if you're shooting a bow, you want some black on your hands. Also, wear black on your face. It's really just going to help break up your outline when you have a black wall behind you, not like this one that I'm in, but when that solid panel is behind you, you're going to blend right into the darkness. Another thing that is vital out hunting out of a ground blind is your chair. You really do need a chair that is going to work. I would say that swivels, that is comfortable. More importantly, it needs to be quiet and adjustable. You want to kind of be able to adjust to the terrain. TideWe makes this adjustable folding chair that's so portable, and it's so awesome. I love this chair. So no matter what, you need a chair that's comfortable. You need to be able to clear those windows, and that's where preparation really is important. You have to practice out of these ground blinds. I have a story of a buddy who sat in one of these and never shot out of it and never realized he couldn't clear the bottom window. His chair was too low, and when he shot, because he could see his sights on his bow just perfectly fine on that animal, not realizing your arrow sits 4 or 5 inches below your sights, it never cleared the window and it totally blew his shot. So make sure you practice out of these. Whether you're using a crossbow or vertical bow, you just want to make sure that you're not going to have any issues. You want to become familiar with it. Shoot with your gloves on, and that way everything, once you're in the heat of the moment, it all seems familiar. I love the saying, when preparation meets opportunity, luck is created, and I really believe that. The more that you are efficient and practice at what you do, it becomes very natural in the heat of the moment. Please, if anybody has any questions on hunting out of a ground blind, or maybe you're not sure of something and you've never hunted out of one, please write in the comment section below. We'll do the best we can to get back to you. Or if anybody just has success out of them, would love to see some photos. So follow along, guys. I hope you have a great season, and thanks for watching.